Welcome to Business Policy 469. Our group consists of Aarika, Mallory, Kirsten, and Jonathan. Today we are going to discuss changes in JCPenney's differentiation strategy that ultimately facilitated the loss of JCPenney's competitive advantage.
Named after its founder, James Cash Penney, the store originally known as JCPenney Company opened its first store in 1902. JCPenney became well known for superior customer service and the offering of private label brands at competitive prices. Mr. Penney offered private label brands because he could control the price, and customers liked the private label brands because of their controlled quality and relatively cheaper prices than brand names. Coupled together, the company prospered as Mr. Penney's differentiation strategy created superior value for his customers while minimizing costs. Today, JCPenney has evolved into a large department store comprised of over 1,000 stores, the majority of which are located in suburban malls. Unfortunately, JCPenney has been struggling over the past decade. An important number measuring productivity within retail stores is sales per square foot, which can be used to directly compare to its competitors. In 2006, JCPenney was able to generate nearly $250 per square foot. However, JCPenney started losing ground by 2008, and by 2014, JCPenney's sales per square foot had fallen to $155, a 40% drop since their peak in 2006. In comparison, Kohl's, a competitor of JCPenney, generated $226 in sales per square foot in 2014. As a result of JCPenney's relatively poor performance over the past decade, JCPenney is continuing to lose market share. JCPenney now faces a competitive disadvantage and is struggling to restore the success they once had.
Over the years, JCPenney began to put less emphasis on private label brands. In an attempt to turn the company around, JCPenney announced Ron Johnson as the new CEO in 2011. In the following 16 months, Ron Johnson laid off 19,000 employees as an attempt to cut costs. Investing in customer service rather than low prices is what originally made JCPenney great. However, JCPenney is now greatly understaffed and cannot assist their customers as well as they once could. This highly diminished value in terms of customer service and negatively affected JCPenney's differentiation strategy. JCPenney did not use their power of managers nor employees who knew who their customers were.
Another failure implemented by CEO Ron Johnson included offering low-price guarantees, which seemed to move JCPenney towards an integration strategy. Integration strategies are tricky because they require important trade-offs. If done correctly, integrative strategies can be a success. However, Johnson's attempt to implement an integrative strategy only caused JCPenney to get stuck in the middle. Johnson also began to modernize JCPenney stores. However, not all of the stores were modernized. As a result, JCPenney is now basically two different companies with 500 remodeled stores and 500 unremodeled stores. Consumers are now seeing two very different and confusing views of the brand.
We recommend that JCPenney returns its focus back to customer service and responsiveness. The value that consumers place in JCPenney's customer service is one of the key things that made JCPenney great in the first place. Online research and social media will be a good way for JCPenney to discover what its consumers desire. Another suggestion would be for JCPenney to emphasize private label brands to assist in the distinction between JCPenney and its competitors. Lastly, we recommend that JCPenney should either modernize or sell off poor-performing, unremodeled stores. If JCPenney does these things, we feel like JCPenney can become successful again.